It took just one glance for the man to spot the young and beautiful Laura through the car window. She seemed anxious, as if she were waiting for someone. Nick, who had just gotten out of prison, made a decision against his better judgment. He lied and claimed to be the man she was waiting for. But Nick had no idea what was coming next. 2 years earlier, Nick had been sent to prison for theft. While behind bars, he became acquainted with another inmate, Jack. Jack had been corresponding with a woman named Laura, someone he'd never met in person. The letters between them were frequent and filled with passion. Jack often talked to Nick about the contents of their exchanges, and over time, Nick found himself developing feelings for Laura too, feelings he couldn't quite explain. Just when Jack was about to be released, tragedy struck. A riot broke out in the prison, and a burly inmate suddenly attacked both Nick and Jack. Sensing danger, Jack shoved Nick out of harm's way, but wasn't fast enough himself. He was stabbed and collapsed to the ground. Nick was also attacked, but guards arrived just in time to break it up, and he narrowly escaped with his life. Jack, however, was gravely wounded. Though he was rushed to the hospital, Nick eventually learned the devastating news. Jack hadn't made it. Nick couldn't believe it. Still, he resolved that once he got out, he would go meet Laura on Jack's behalf. Jack had never told her about Nick in their letters, so Nick decided he'd be the one to break the news to her face to face. But when Nick saw Laura for the first time, everything changed. Her youthful beauty and the emotional pull he already felt overwhelmed him. On impulse, he lied and claimed to be Jack. He figured no one would know the difference. It wasn't long before they fell for each other, and Nick and Laura began a sweet and romantic relationship. But trouble wasn't far behind. A gang of muscle-bound men suddenly showed up and beat Nick senseless. Before he could understand what was going on, they had tied him up. Laura was also captured. Then their leader finally explained the situation. It turned out the long-haired man was Laura's brother, and the reason they had tracked down Jack was to ask for his help with a criminal plan. Nick tried to distance himself from the whole thing, insisting he wasn't Jack, but the brother didn't believe a word. Soon after, both Laura and Nick were shoved into a truck. Whatever was happening, they were now trapped in the middle of a reckless and dangerous plot.